So it's a cold, rainy day. And right whenever I was about to do, I don't know, a YouTube video, I was interrupted by the devil. Lord knows he's a hater. But he don't stop nothing. I'm out here in this ugly weather. Ready to do this video. I think I like this video better than the one I tried to do the other day because my hood is blocking my neighborhood. And I don't want people to know where I live because I might say some things that might offend people. But nonetheless, my first day of doing this, I am going to talk about my change that has been going on in my life. Well, I've had to surrender myself to God because the enemy has been attacking me from every angle. And I truly believe that if you leave space in your heart for sin, you open up a pathway for the enemy to attack. And if you can block that out, then God can truly cover you. Because we're living in a day where it just seems like everything is hectic. I believe it's hectic because right now the witches are running amok in our country. Everybody is tapping into their quote-unquote magic. I thought it was cool, talking about black girl magic. But I think it opened up a portal for people to reach into a level of spirituality that is not just. And unjust sacrifices need to be met through these means. And I don't think that's fair to the people that you love just because you want to be a millionaire or whatever it is that you're out here trying to get, popularity or whatever. I pray that everybody in my family is covered. Last night I prayed my warfare prayer. I think I'm going to start doing it at night. I used to do it in the morning, but I'm going to start doing it at night now. And I pray that over my family for their protection because we are living in these perilous times. But I just want to talk about what led me to the change in my life. What led me to the change in my life was wanting to be loved. I just wanted to be loved. And through that, I ended up allowing certain energies to come into my space, my personal space that wasn't for me. And I ended up in a domestic violent relationship. The guy would talk about the Illuminati and sacrifices, and he's gonna put this person's name on this list to get them assassinated and all kinds of crazy, ridiculous things because he quote unquote deserved it. I don't know what he did to deserve it. If I had to take a guess, he ate shit. A lot of people are doing that. A lot of people are feeding people shit too. And it's not to kill you, but it's to gain your favor. And yeah, that's crazy. But that's my theory on what he sacrificed, what he did to quote unquote deserve what the quote unquote Illuminati had for them. I mean, if you ask anybody, that these are the type of things that is said about them. The only thing I can say about them is that my grandmother, who died a few years ago, 92 years old, back in 2009, heard me say the Illuminati and was like, "You talk about the Illuminati? like an organization, like the Deltas. That's what she said. And then she said that the people who was talking about them didn't know nothing about them and was jealous. My grandmother was an Eastern Star. My grandfather was a Mason. So they was brought up in that culture. I think maybe a sense of respect came from these organizations in their day. And she didn't have anything bad to say about them. But, we're talking about the 30s and the 40s, I would guess, maybe the 50s. So, the reality of what could have been going on with them probably would not have been seen. It probably would have been covered up very well by people who came across them. Y'all, these people still got their Christmas lights up. Nah, I'm not going to show their house. I don't want to show my neighborhood. They still got their Christmas lights up. But I guess it's still January, so it ain't that long. It ain't like it's June and they still got their Christmas lights up. But, yeah. So back to what got me back in the graces of God. What made me put my foot down on the devil and take back my grace. Being in that domestic violent relationship, it really opened up my eyes, and a lot of the things that he was saying, it made me feel like, maybe it is demons that's stalking me. And it's not just an imbalance in my family. Maybe my family is in tune with something in nature, and we see, or whatever, a person want to say, and it drives us crazy because of what we see and what we understand, because we have a level of understanding that people don't have. But being around him really opened up my eyes that the evils in this world is real, and that I need to go to my God, and I need to find his grace. And I'm going to say this because they talk about the flying pastor, Bartholomew Orr. After one day the guy beat me up really bad, I decided that I wanted to be in God's graces. So I was in the mode where I was like, I don't want to listen to worldly music, and I only wanted to listen to gospel music. So I would only keep my radio on the gospel station, and I think every day about 2 o'clock, they'll play a message from, just random pastors. Most of them are from mega churches, but they'll play their message. And they played his message one day. And it was like the things he said was talking to me. And I felt like he called out my spirit. Mind you, I didn't even know that was the quote unquote flying pastor that was talking. I didn't even know. I just, was, I guess turned on to what he's, not like sexually, but, turned on spiritually to what his message was. So I decided that I wanted to go to his church. And, oh Lord, when I got there, I don't know, I guess I just put this story in because I commented on somebody's page, but I put that in there. I went to his church and his message, spoke to me again. So, the word says that if something's speaking to you like that, you're supposed to be with it. But I am the type of person where I don't just go to worship. I don't just go to praise. I like to worship and praise every day. I like to worship God every day. When I go to church, a lot of times I'm listening to what the message is and what he has to say. Because a lot of pastors, they're not speaking a message that, aligns with the Bible. A lot of people are speaking a message that aligns with, maybe Kundalini or whatever, I don't know, the world. A lot of these prosperity pastors, they're not really blessed by God, and there is something right. There's a spirit right now in this country that wants everybody to be distracted. And yes, it is a lot of prosperity out there to go and get. But you need to be mindful of who is blessing you. People really need to be mindful of who is blessing them. A lot of people are, saying that they believe in God, but they really don't. They really only doing that as a facade to blaspheme God and the things that they're doing in secrecy. And it seems as if this is working for people right now, because I personally believe that we're in a time where, God is trying to raise up his people, his true people. And the people who have been in control of this world, they have been fearing that day for a very long time. And I think out of desperado, I can't think of that word. I'm college educated. That's sad. I take medicine. I was taking medicine that messes with my memory. So I'm slowly but surely recovering my memory and my speech patterns as well. But I believe that we're in desperate times for the quote unquote Illuminati to fall. And they don't want to fall. So they're giving people these cheap, bargains, and people are selling their souls for cheap. People are blaspheming God for money right now. And it's happening. Make sure that you're not following somebody that's blaspheming God for money. Like, I'm not on here for money. I'm on here to share my experiences. I can't even keep, a straight thought half the time, but I'm just trying to share because I feel like somebody out there is waiting on my testimony and waiting on me to share what I've experienced. It's getting really cold, y'all. Sometimes I lose my train of thought. Y'all have to forgive me. Y'all have to forgive me because sometimes spirit jumps out at me. People don't realize that spirit is real. I can have a truth inside of me and somebody else can have the opposite. And their spirit will jump out at you to distract you because their spirit is called by something that it hates you and don't want you to speak. You know what I'm saying? I feel that happens to me all the time. Oh, look at this dog. Y'all, these dogs is all up in the trash. I can't show y'all because I don't want y'all to know where. Oh, Lord, they're coming for me. Go. Get. Go get. Show what I say. I ain't scared of no dogs. Better go on about your business. Shit, I'm from the country. From the country. Don't make no sense. But yeah, the enemy is alive and well. Oh, y'all, they some cute little pit bulls. I wish they would get it. Is this your dogs? That's your dogs? I wish they would get out the street. Anyways, yeah, the enemy wants you to do a lot of things. They try to distract you. They try to do... Hey, y'all better not jump on me. That's what I do know. I gotta make sure I watch this video in my neighborhood. It's not on it because I really don't want people to know my neighborhood. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this video right now, y'all, because it is cold and I'm about to go back in this house. I just wanted to say something and share something so I can start this venture of sharing my love. And may the Lord be with y'all. I don't always want to leave off with that. I want people to know that God is real, and I hope that everybody prays and everybody, y'all, these dogs is distracting me. These dogs are distracting me for real. But yeah, so the Lord be with y'all.